So a war broke out and oil shot up 50%. Mortgage rates just hit their highest level since August, and everybody, and I mean everybody, told you the housing market was about to fall off a cliff. So I pulled the numbers. Every single home that sold in Skagit County in the last 30 days. And what I found genuinely surprised me because the market didn't crash. It went up. And once you see where the cracks actually came from, you're going to look at this at a completely differently. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's the setup. Since March, the conflict in the Middle East has been tangling up the Strait of Hormuz. Oil's been hovering around $105 to $110 a barrel after it spiked up past 120. And that does this little annoying thing where it's a chain reaction. So higher oil prices, higher inflation, higher interest rates. The 30-year mortgage is sitting at about 6.7% right now, the highest it's been in 9 months. And on paper, that's supposed to wreck the home prices. Higher rates, higher payments, fewer buyers, price drops, right? That's the theory. Everybody knows the theory. So watch what actually happened. In the last 30 days, 125 homes sold in Skagit County. The median sales price came in at $593,000. Now, compare that to April's report, which was $572,500. Now that is a 3.5% gain. Prices went up. And it gets better. Well, better if you're selling. Homes sold at 100% of asking price. Full ask. And the stuff that sold, half of it was gone in under 10 days. In the middle of a so-called market crash, right? So you've been sitting there waiting for everything to collapse so you can swoop in and lowball somebody. Well, I've got some bad news. We'll get to the good news in a minute. But, and this is the part no one else is going to tell you, so stick with me, that number is lying to you a little bit. Not because it's wrong, but because of the timing. So here's the thing people forget. A house that closed last week didn't sell last week. It went under contract a month and a half ago, back in late March and early April, which means all of these great numbers, they're measuring deals that got made before rates really started to spike. And the closing prices are basically a time machine showing you what happened in the past. So asking, did prices drop yet, is the wrong question. The right question is, where would the damage show up first? And the answer is those homes that haven't sold yet. So I looked at the active listings and everything currently sitting on the market. And this is where the war actually shows up. Right now, 38% of the listings in Skagit County have already had price cuts. It's more than a third. And typical cut is around 4%. So while well-priced homes are flying off the shelf in 10 days, the average listing has been sitting there for about 43 days. Just sitting there. That's the crack. That's the early warning. Light on the dashboard. It's a market splitting in two. Priced right homes selling instantly at full price. And everything else, slowly bleeding price cuts. That's the real story. Not a crash, but a split. So what do you actually do with this? If you're buying, this is your window, but not for the reason you think. Prices haven't dropped, but fear has thinned out your competition. And more than a third of sellers are already showing you they're willing to negotiate. So go after the listings that have been sitting for a while. That's where your leverage is. And if you're selling, your home will still sell for basically full price if you price it right on day one. This data couldn't be more brutal about this. Fresh, correctly priced homes are selling in days. Overpriced homes, join the 38% doing price cuts. The penalty for being greedy on day one just went way up. And if you're just watching, stop staring at the sales price. They're the last thing to move. Watch the listings that are sitting and cutting prices. That's the leading edge. So here's the bottom line. The smart money said the war would break the market. So far, it hasn't. Prices are up, Homes are selling fast and the pressure is real. And it's showing up exactly where it always shows up, in homes that nobody's buying yet. We're not in a crash. We're standing at the moment right before the market picks a direction. And that's exactly when knowing the real numbers, not the headlines, is most important. I track these numbers every week, county by county. So if you want the real read on what's going on in Skagit, Island, Whatcom, or Snohomish counties, before you make a move, subscribe and stick around. And if this helped, you know what to do. And I'll see you on the next one.